derelict spaceship is drifting in orbit above the colony. This ship has multiple hypersleep chambers, and if they salvage them, they could finally escape the colony. They want Rain to join them because she can bring Andy, who can connect with the ship's computer and release any locks they may encounter. Soon the Corbelan takes off, and Tyler's cousin Bjorn shows off a neat fire trick with his lighter. The ship shakes a lot because of the ongoing storm, but once they manage to fly above the clouds, it's smooth sailing. When they finally find the derelict ship, they're surprised to discover it's a whole station. It's also closer to the rings than they thought, and they calculate it'll crash in 36 hours. However, Tyler tells them not to worry, because they should be in and out in 30 minutes. In private, Rain asks Andy if he's sure he wants to continue, and Andy says yes, because he only has one directive, programmed by her dad, to make Rain happy. Once the ship connects to the station, Tyler, Bjorn, and Andy go aboard with a temp scanner. Andy puts his finger inside the first lock and the trio gets inside, although they have to move through a very narrow passage. The station's artificial gravity goes through a purge every few minutes, meaning it's constantly turning on and off. Eventually, the group leaves the passage and floats into a room where they find the pods. At that moment, the gravity goes off and Bjorn falls, so Andy accesses the station's computer to turn on the power and get gravity under control. Next, they check on the pods, but unfortunately they discover they don't have enough fuel to last the 9-year trip to the nearest planet. Tyler ejects the pods for the Corbelan to pick up, while he and his partners go looking for more fuel. Bjorn's sister Navarro pilots the Corbelan and picks up the pods with no issues, while Rain takes care of Tyler's sister Kay because she's throwing up. Navarro goes to check on the pods. Once they're alone, Kay admits she's pregnant and asks Rain to keep the secret. In the station, the trio is still searching when suddenly they hear a recording talking about the station. Just like the mines, it belongs to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. The station is named Renaissance and is divided into 2 parts, Romulus and Remus. Paintings on the walls confirm the names come from the famous myth. While they look around, Bjorn gets annoyed by Andy's presence because he hates androids, so he reveals Andy can't come with them when they leave. Tyler is sad to confirm this, explaining the planet they'll go to doesn't allow androids. However, Andy says it's fine because what's best for Rain, it's what's best for him. Moments later, the trio makes it to a deserted yet active lab. Bjorn finds a stun rod, and while he plays around with it, he almost falls into a hole in the ground, but Andy grabs him just in time. They also find a damaged android, and notice both he and the hole were destroyed by some kind of chemical spill. The boys keep going until they get to the cryo chamber, where the door only opens halfway. The gap is big enough for them to come in, and they discover the room is flooded. Tyler and Bjorn attempt to retrieve the fuel from the compartment, only for Bjorn to freeze his fingers in the process. At that moment, an alarm goes off and the door closes, leaving them trapped. Andy tries opening the lock, but can't because it requires higher clearance. The computer in the neighboring room indicates that inside the cryo chamber there are frozen aliens known as facehuggers who are starting to awaken. Navarro and Rain have no choice but to board the station to save their friends. Rain finds the destroyed android and wants to check if she can transfer its credentials to Andy. The android wakes up and tries to attack Rain, so Navarro quickly removes its module to shut it down. The girls run to the lab and give the guys the module through a narrow gap on the door. Tyler puts the module inside Andy, who freezes while he reboots. At that moment, the facehuggers finish awakening and come out of the pods to hid in the water. A facehugger finds Bjorn and grabs his leg, making him fall. Then the alien jumps on his face. But Bjorn manages to pull it off and throws it against the door. At the same time, Tyler dodges a facehugger in the water. But there's another one climbing on Andy who makes a jump and lands on Tyler's face. As it tries to insert its appendage into Tyler's mouth, Bjorn uses the stun rod to make the alien fall off. An unconscious Tyler falls into the water, while the facehugger attacks Bjorn, who manages to defend himself. Rain tries to open the door by force, but Navarro refuses to help, because she's afraid the aliens will escape. Bjorn continues to fight the aliens, while a facehugger goes after Tyler, who is now waking up, thankfully.